I'm very happy to be talking to Mr. Hamadoun Touré. He's the Secretary General of the ITU, but this is your first plenipotentiary, isn't it? What are the main challenges that you would like to see addressed at this plenipotentiary?
Well, as you know, this is my first plenipotentiary conference as Secretary General. I have attended a number of them in previous occasions. This time, I'm really going for a triple play. The key challenges for this plenipotentiary conference are to, one, get a strategic plan adopted, which is backed by a sound financial plan and an operational plan. And I hope to get a full consensus of our members on these three issues during this plenipotentiary conference in Guadalajara, in Mexico.
As you pointed out, this is your first plenipotentiary as Secretary General, but your first plenipotentiary that you attended was 1998. How have things changed since then?
Oh, the world is completely a different place. Back then, no one could predict that the world will have 5 billion mobile users today. There are many new services and applications that were seen as science fiction at the time that are now in effect. We have people always on the move, always connected. Information and communication technology has taken proportions that no one could imagine. The importance of information and communication technology has highlighted even more the importance of the International Telecommunication Union in all its three sectors, being spectrum management. As people are always on the move, issues of spectrum will continue to be key issues. Standardization issues will continue to be thriving because we need that to have a large-scale implementation for the industry. And therefore, the ITU Plenipotentiary Conference that is taking place this time here in Mexico will enable us to get the necessary platform, not only for the next 4 years, but for the next decade, which is the decade of broadband and mobile broadband particularly.
Well, that's sort of my next question, because as you've pointed out, it's a really fast-moving sector, especially over the last 10 years. But how are the decisions that are taken here going to affect the future? How do you see that panning out?
Well, the decisions taken here in the Plenipotentiary Conference will affect the way we live, the way we work, the way we entertain ourselves. The information and communication technology has proven to be the key drivers for the economic growth. Information and communication technology has been part of the solutions, not part of the problems, of the key problems of the decade. Take the financial crisis or the global climate change issues, just to name two here. Information and communication technology has and will continue to play a key role in all of them. And therefore, the decisions we'll be taking here in Guadalajara during this plenipotentiary conference will have a long-lasting effect.
Now, it's not all plain sailing. There are contentious issues like internet policy. How are you going to get consensus on issues like that?
We have a long history of consensus. This is the oldest organization of the United Nations family, 145 years. We wouldn't reach the level of development in the ICT sector without those consensus in this union. There will be clashes of brains during the debates, clashes of brains, not clashes of people. And I always say, from friction comes light. And the debates will be here, genuine debate, frank debates. And you know, in this sector, we are having a technical and scientific approach to our issues. And as an engineer myself, I was trained to believe that every technical problem has a solution. If not, it's a false problem, and then it's not a problem. And our organization has the unique feature of having countries that are at odds in other fields, having to work together here in the Union for the common cause. Be it issues of satellites, be it issues of spectrum allocation, or standard building, where not only member states come together, but also industry, private sector comes in. this is a unique organization with 192 member states and over 700 private companies. Even competing companies come and do the standardization work together. And therefore, the opportunities created by the ITU are second to none. And I believe that this conference will be another example of this very strong collaboration between member states.